Hello Pisces, welcome to a weekly reading. This is going to be for the week of the 6th going to the 12th of February. So I'm going to jump straight into it and see what's going on for you guys. As you can see, different settings. So I actually forgot my favorite cards that I like to use. But anyway, I'm just going to jump straight in with the tarot and see what's going on for you guys, Pisces, for this week. Okay, I don't know if we said this last time. I feel like you were definitely in need of a break here. I kind of feel like spending some time in your own energy is going to be very helpful for you. I actually feel like this is going to give you some benefit in terms of your future, to give you a lot more clarity about what you're going to do, where you're going to go, how you're going to do it. Because I think these are all questions you might be struggling to understand, especially when it comes down to your work and your finances, or at least your stability with your life. Because what you do have first coming out is the Four of Swords and a Two of Wands. So sometimes, especially if we're on a break with somebody, it could be in reference to somebody here with the Four of Swords. I really feel like you're just paying more attention to where things are going, where things are heading, and your attention is going a lot more in the fact that things need to grow, expand, and maybe this is why you needed a break from something here, or why, for some of you, like I do get a sense of you kind of overworked yourself, felt like overstimulated or exhausted, so you had to take a break. The Four of Swords here is really asking you to pay attention to your health here. Make sure you're sleeping, make sure you're eating and drinking enough, all right? Because I think this is the foundation. With the number 4 is about foundations for me. So make sure that you're giving that to yourself, and then make sure then you can focus on the next step here. So make sure the first step is done first before you go on to the next. Don't get ahead of yourself. Pisces is what I'm hearing, but this all has reference to do with kind of pentacle energy. Okay, so this is to do with the things that I was just speaking about: your stability, your future here, your investments, your finances, your career. This could be pertaining to an F sign here as well. I feel like things are moving to the next step, the next stage in your life, in your relationships. So you might be in need of a timeout first. Three of Cups. This is nice. This is kind of about focusing on, again, making sure that we're very grateful for the present. And the reason why I say that is because the Three of Cups, whenever I see it, it kind of gives me the same happiness that the Ten of Cups would, but this is just like without having all of the long-term things. It's about finding happiness in the process, in the journey here, whilst you are building things, all right, juggling things. You may feel like you're struggling to keep on top of everything, but I feel like it's because you're not paying attention to the present. Like your aim is on the future, and I love this. You're ambitious here, Pisces, and I will continue to pull cards out on this. You're really focusing on your future and making sure it's prosperous for you. But I think that sometimes we can get way ahead of ourselves and end up not doing something or not being fulfilled in something because we were so focused on the end goal that it became a little bit not so happy along the journey because we didn't pay attention to the present. So I think this is a big lesson that you're learning, is to really love the journey here, is to kind of find gratitude in the things that you do have currently whilst you're changing things, okay? So I am seeing some happiness coming your way. I think you are currently doing that now. So it's not a lesson anymore. You've learned it. But of course, with the Two of Pentacles, this is just the advice. Sometimes we can be so focused on money or the material aspects of life or the things that we're having to juggle and build that we actually forget about the water that seems to be like a bit of a tsunami coming your way. So maybe you haven't been dealing with your emotions properly. So this is about taking some time out to make sure that you are feeling happy and making sure you are feeling grateful, making sure that you are feeling fulfilled, even if it's not with the goals that you have, but emotionally, making sure you have the right kinds of people around you. I think you are having a bit of a life review, Pisces for the week. Absolutely. Do you know why? Whoa, you guys are really in reflection mode, huh? The moon, really about deep emotions, really kind of sitting with yourself, maybe at the night, like the moon is, really trying to figure out what your inner desires are. And this has been a stuck energy for you, and I do think it has been a bit overwhelming. I think in the past when you've dealt into emotions, they're a bit deep, a little bit too deep for you, a little bit too vulnerable, and a bit uncomfortable. But the Hanged Man seems to be kind of tying himself up in that position so that he can see it differently. So I think you're looking at your emotions differently, or you're being guided to. The Hanged Man is your card, Pisces, so it's about enlightenment. Understanding that these deep feelings might need to be looked at differently instead of being like, oh, like I'm overthinking something, which usually the moon card is like illusions and delusions. Sometimes we can be so caught up in our emotions that we become a little bit deluded. It happens, but I think this is why you've avoided them. But the reality is you need to make sure that you are still addressing them, but just don't get overwhelmed by them. So this Hanged Man, it kind of feels like you're putting or needing to put yourself in a position of where you're actually listening to your inner desires and your emotions and what your emotional needs that seem to be not being fulfilled actually need to be fulfilled if you're feeling unfulfilled, right? I hope that made sense. So yeah, both big major arcana cards and the first ones you've got in your reading so far. So it really does feel like you are having a bit of a life review, but it's emotionally. You're looking at things differently. You're addressing and doing the shadow work is what it feels like. And I feel like you felt stuck in a situation, or you feel stuck in a situation. And I do feel like it's bringing in negative emotions, which is what we're trying to avoid. We're thinking of the next step, trying to get out of the stuck energy. But I think you've met resistance, or it's just not, you are unable to move. And that could be what the Hanged Man is about. But it's for a reason. When you understand that, maybe not running away from these emotions, but addressing why they're there, so that when you can move forward, you can make the right decision on what you actually need. So you're not just running away from it. You're actively looking at it and going, okay, what's the solution and where do I go next? And that email, by the way, was confirmation. So you have the Wheel of Fortune here. So I feel like this is very heavily tied to fate. Again, the divine timing of things, and when the universe believes it's the right time, it seems to be when you understand something. And how I'm visualizing it now, it seems to be like, you know, like clogs and stuff, you know, they have it a lot in movies when it's like trying to open up, going into the pyramids. I don't know what movie I'm thinking of. I watched it a very long time ago, but it's like, it's kind of like trying to get in, like, and there's like, anyway, I'm trying to explain this without going really off topic, but they have to do like puzzles and stuff, and it's like traps and whatever, having to be very intelligent and work around it. It kind of feels like you're kind of mapping something together to unlock something that has a lot of value. And if we're thinking about like pyramids and stuff, like I really kind of am linking this to maybe like Akashic records and something. Or you guys could have like Egyptian backgrounds or something like this. Anyway, this kind of feels like it's very spiritual. It's very ancient knowledge that you're tapping into here. Or again, like it seems like you're fulfilling or unlocking something that's been a problem for a very long time and has not been something you've been able to crack. Maybe you've always been like this. But anyway, you're changing this about yourself. Or at least the path ahead is changing because you're going in a different route or doing things differently that you felt unable to do before. It does really feel like you're gaining a lot of wisdom and insight. I'm seeing a white butterfly, by the way. For a lot of you, that's someone in spirit. A bird. I don't know if you can, I really wish you can hear that, but if you cannot hear it, it's just a bird, and I really feel like there's someone in spirit who's coming to visit you. And we have truth. Ace of Swords. You're gaining information here that's really going to help. Some of you, this is like breaking generational curses. So if this is something that not only you struggle with, but like your heritage, like I don't know, something about your past, like your family background, like this could be a cultural thing. Anyway, really weird stuff, but you're gaining truth. All right, so these emotions, you are gaining clarity over them. All right, you're gonna be learning. This has very big intense things to do with your emotions, because underneath that we have the Knight of Cups, which is someone who's able to wear their heart on their sleeve, to be vulnerable, to know when is the right time to be vulnerable, to step outside the comfort zone and go through difficult emotions to be able to get to the other side. That's what it feels like. You're unlocking a new path. For some of you, this is kind of like changing your destiny a little bit, because you're kind of breaking a cycle. Some of you, I really kind of get, okay, you are thinking about the future. I kind of feel like the need to have a very difficult conversation with somebody here because you're feeling a little bit stuck in something. This could be your work, all right, with the Six of Pentacles. I'm kind of seeing you giving something to someone and walking away only because we have this Ten of Swords. You guys, if this is in terms of work, you could be planning on doing your own thing. Nine of Pentacles, financial freedom. This is your own independent freedom. Some of you guys could be wanting to work for yourself, be a freelancer or anything like this with the talents you already have. But I can see some of you are giving in like some paperwork or documentation, or like you guys could be quitting a job. You guys could be leaving a relationship. This is something you've been thinking about for a while here, but never made that decision. But the Four of Cups is kind of like, I feel like it's a complacent energy. It's, I could stay here and I could feel quite content, but really I want more out of my life. And this is something you've been visualizing a lot more. Some of you are doing something that's never been done in your family, or at least like it's very different. The Six of Pentacles, you guys could be getting a payout of some kind, or you're receiving a bonus or a paycheck or something, or again you're just doing something for yourself that may mean taking back from someone else. It's only because you've given too much, because this is about balancing the scales here. Maybe you feel like you're worth a lot more. You put a lot into something and didn't get a lot out, emotionally, financially. Again, sixth house energies could be your work, and you have the Ten of Swords. So this is an ending. There's no going back. That sounds scary, but this is something that you're overlooking here, is that it was a good thing to end. Ten of Wands, this was exhausting. You carried a lot of weight of this on your back. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles, like this was a lot of work. This was very exhausting, very Capricorn energy. This was very slow moving. Okay. The next step for Pisces, this could be a partnership coming through, but this could be you know, using your intuition, using this emotional side that you seem to be looking at properly and understanding, and using that to actually benefit you when it comes down to that stability that you were looking for. Because now we have a match, by the way, here. But this emotional side, this could be someone you could be dealing with, another water sign. It feels like you could be in a relationship with an earth sign, or wanting to be, or in a partnership with an earth sign, because you also have this Ace of Wands as well, which is a passionate new beginning, whether that's love or whether that is career. Both are really amazing. Or it could even be movement, actually. It could be relocation with the Ace of Wands. If you are relocating, I'm seeing, like, you can see in the background, it being like across water, or like it could be kind of like a different state, different city. You can hear the birds. I really hope you can hear the birds in the background. Brings joy. See, this Queen of Cups, this is good. This is mastery over your emotions. And we're getting notifications here, so more confirmation here. But not just, you're not going to be sensitive, and maybe you had this like fear of being sensitive, or again, vulnerable. No, this Queen of Cups is very good. It's very intuitive. This is you, Pisces. You are a water sign. Like, you're being able to use this to your benefit, to use your emotions, to use your intuition, to make decisions that make you stable, to make you fortunate. And I feel like this is one of those where you're paying attention to this deep, deep, deep desire that you may have rejected because you thought you were being sensitive, or you thought you were being, you know, delusional or whatever. Like, but really it was actually like what your soul was calling for. And I think you're going to get a lot of rewards from this. Let's pull you out some of these cards, Tea Leaf Tarot for Pisces. Fly. A period of ill health and depression. Some of you could be feeling like this, and this is that health thing that we were speaking about. Just pay attention. I think you're in some, whenever depression comes up, at least in my experience and the experience I've seen of other people, the way I know how to deal with it now, which can be very difficult though, by the way, it's kind of like something needs to change. And it could be the smallest of changes that makes a massive difference. Of course, it depends on your situation. But every time I've been in that really dark patch, something in my life was making me very unfulfilled, was taking a lot of my energy, and was secretly or deep down or obviously something I just didn't want to do. It wasn't in alignment to what I really wanted. And in your reading, we do get a really heavy sense that your inner desires are not matched with what you're doing, which is why you're feeling this way. Okay, this may be something that your family or friends may not agree with. And maybe this is the thing that is a bit of a blockage for you, is because you could be listening too much to the advice of other people and not what your body's trying to tell you. We had a lot of cards that fell out, so I'm going to bring these out here. We have chair, empty chair. Someone is leaving your life, okay? But this could be you leaving. We have August here and temporary problems. So this could be Leo energy, Virgo energy as we had. But this could be, happening until August. Maybe something happened or will happen in August. But we have the 10th. So this is a temporary problem here. We have the star and the horseshoe though, which is all about success. So I feel like it's not easy to make a decision here. It's not easy this week to deal with these feelings and vulnerability. But I do see that things will be beneficial to you. You will receive some good luck, some good fortune, guaranteed success, but only when you're listening to your intuition and your body, when it's telling you something is up, okay, and something needs to change. Let's pull you an animal spirit card. A lot of crows outside. For Pisces. We have that horse, seahorse spirit. Watch and wait. So we have a 5 and a 3, which goes to an 8. And whenever 8s come in, the 8, it's like an infinity symbol. But for me, the number 8 is like karmic changes. So when you make a change, your karma is inevitably for something in your external or even in your internal to change. When you put change out there and you change something, whether it's just making a decision, addressing something, doing something differently, then your change comes back to you. Something different happens. So I think you are doing something different, and this is why you're watching and waiting to see the results of this. Now, whatever you intend to happen will happen. I feel like you intuitively know. So just pay attention to that. All right, my lovelies, I wish you all the best. Sending you my love, especially through a very difficult time of yours. But remember, listen to yourself, listen to what your body's trying to tell you, and trust your gut more than anything, okay? Because Pisces, you're intuitive, all right? It's just your sign, it's your stereotype, especially if it's your moon or rising sign, okay? But anyway, I love you guys. I wish you all the best. Personal readings, the link down below if you'd like me to do a little reading for you and go a little bit deeper into this for you, if this resonates. If not, then I will see you guys next time, okay?